Hey guys, I'm just here to share testimony with you guys about when I was in school. When I was in school, this particular academic year, I owed 10,000 US dollars. Yes, $10,000 at the end of the academic year. And for me, it seemed like a mountain. It seemed like so much because in the previous years, if you have listened to my testimonies, God has provided every single year miraculously for my tuition and sent me through school, basically, right? But this particular year, I had owed $10,000. For the previous years, I had never owed so much money. Never. Never owed that much money at any particular one time before, right? So it just seemed very different. For that $10,000 seemed like a mountain in comparison to 2,900 when God had provided that for me, and or in comparison to 5,000 US dollars when God had provided that. The $10,000 looked like a mountain. It just seemed huge, you know. And during that season, I realized that God doesn't look at a need as a big need or a small need. He looks at a need as a need. So he was not looking at the situation as I was looking at it. I saw it at $10,000 looked huge to me, and I was like, my gosh, how am I? This just seems impossible. This seems really impossible. God provided for me at this time and that time, but those were much smaller than this time. That's how I was looking at it. But then I've learned that God doesn't look at a need as how we look at a need and we think, oh, this is a big need versus a small need. No. God just sees that his children is in need of something. He knows that his children is in need and he provides that need. So whether it's be $1,000 or it's $10,000, God sees a need as a need. And if he sees it, if it's a need, then he will provide, right? He will provide. So today I'm encouraging you guys to trust God. If God has said it, then it will come to pass. There is nothing too big for God. There's no mountain too tall for God. Everything, there's no limitation as to what God can do. There is no limitation. And so many times we limit the power of God and we think, oh, God can do this and he can do that, but we limit how far he can go with the miracle. You trust God that God can heal you through the doctor, but you don't think that he can do it without the help of the doctor. Not saying that you shouldn't go to a doctor, but I'm just saying, the scripture said, according to your faith, so be it.